you guys are watching and you've been fans of the channel for some time, you may have noticed that there was a point in PsychedSubstance history where things started to change. It seemed that we were on a certain trajectory, and then someone put in different coordinates, and then everything kind of got a little screwy. Things haven't exactly been the same since. Now, before I get into this video, I do need to make it perfectly clear to YouTube moderators that this is clearly nothing illegal, as you can see. I mean, this isn't even tobacco, okay? Getting really sick of this shit. When a guy can't even smoke in a video, when, you know, people can have a few drinks of vodka and it's fine. People even have videos where they compare different alcohols, trying the best alcohols of all different parts of the world. Those videos exist, but other legal things apparently raise concern, get videos flagged, at the very least make them age restricted, limit the amount of freedom that I have on the platform, and this is exactly what started PsychedSubstance down this road of unfortunate change, which may also be fortunate. It's very difficult for me to say that any one occurrence was strictly a negative or bad thing. There's always light at the end of every tunnel. You always need the darkness to see the light. If everything was white, like, you know, white, bright light, then you wouldn't be able to make out people, faces, shapes, nothing. You need the darkness to create the shadows, and it's the shadows that define us. So you know what? I can't say that it's all been negative, but it's also very important for me to point out that sometimes things get a little too dark to the point where we can get lost. We can lose our way. We can follow the wrong trail, and then before we know it, we've just ended up somewhere that was totally unintended. Why don't I just stop talking in fucking rhymes and just make some goddamn sense for once? There's a lot of videos that I want to make on this channel that I've planned to make, and videos that I even had up that I had to take down, which I can't do anymore. Right? It's, for the long time, been feeling like I can't make the videos I want to make, and to be fair, it's not 100% the fault of the platform. There's been a lot of stuff in my life that's stopped me. Well, as I talked about in the other video, my partner's mother was a police detective, so when she found out about the channel, obviously I was like, oh no, the police know about this, like, what direction can I take now where I'm safe? And then I had a family on the way. Well, I do have a family now, so a lot of that puts pressure on me to be very careful with the type of content that I produce or the opinions that I visibly have. That was just the icing on the cake. I've never really dug deep into this hole and unearthed the true artifacts. Because, first of all, the effect that that had on Jasmine, my partner, was severe. She's currently in therapy because of it. And she even tried to explain the positives that she's gained from it to them, that she's more connected to her real self, that she feels like she knows what's of real value in her life. When she brought all that to their attention, they were just so dismissive of it. They weren't just unhappy with it, they flat out rejected her. It's been 2 years, she hasn't talked to them. Parents haven't even met our son. That was really challenging for her. In turn meant it was challenging to me because we're a team. I'm just trying to point out everything that kind of led to where I am today, to being here, which again isn't necessarily a bad thing. The next thing that happened was the biggest nightmare trip of my life, but before that there was a lot of horrific experiences, each one in its own right traumatizing to the degree of long-lasting post-traumatic stress, which started me on the path of fearing psychedelics. And in the moment of having that absolutely terrifying trip, well, that was during me trying to prove to myself that I still enjoyed tripping. And that was like the nail in my coffin saying, no, tripping's dead to you, man. You're never going to like it the same way you once did again. You're never going to feel that calling again because now you're terrified. I know what some of you guys are thinking. If you're on like the psychedelic / spiritual type path, you don't just need to trip to get there, blah, blah, blah. But just hold your judgments till the end of this video because it's going to make a lot more sense to you real soon, as soon as I collect my thoughts and let's get out of the cold. Now, after, well, all of that stuff hit me, that was really just the beginning, as they say. It's cliche to say that, but unfortunately sometimes it's true. Well, after that, it wasn't long before a bunch of crap went down, and then there was people in my life who found out about it that I didn't want to, which led to me dealing with child services, all that kind of stuff, and that's not fun. Luckily, they understood that my channel was for education and to help keep people safe, so that ended a lot better than I anticipated. I mean, they didn't really see it as a concern because the truth is I'm not taking drugs all the time. People's idea of who I am or what I stand for is usually completely wrong, especially at first glance. I'm not just this crazy hippie who's tripping. I'm pretty much telling you right now that I wish I was the crazy hippie who was tripping, but I got too scared of all those experiences to return to being that hippie. So you gotta understand, not only was it YouTube really cracking down on certain types of content, making me feel really paralyzed and stuck in what I was able to release, then had my girlfriend's parents. I've got people checking me out to make sure I'm a good dad. You know, Children's Protective Services, Children's Aid, have some pretty scary power to just go in and snatch your kids away. Yeah, that's a lot. I don't think I really need to explain more. That's probably enough to make most people stop, especially given the sensitive nature of my channel and what I talk about. I was, during that period, experiencing a lot of anxiety just making videos. I wasn't able to do things like even smoke weed because I was so paranoid in my everyday life that being high was, that was unbearable, because I definitely felt people were after me, because they were. There's people who wanted to see me do poorly, wanted to bring me down, wanted me to fail, and wanted to be the reason why I failed. That was tough. It was really difficult to even just keep making videos. And of course, I don't talk about these things. Now, the good news is, I don't feel as uncomfortable with this content as I did at one point, but at the same time, I still have my hand forced more often than not when it comes to how I frame certain things. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a huge, proponent of drugs and gung-ho and everybody trips and that there's no dangers to these things. I'm not getting at that at all. Like, that's real. The harm reduction stuff is real. I don't want to discredit that. But every video is different. And there are some videos which, just because of all these oops I've got to jump through, I just can no longer make. And that fucking sucks. I'm supposed to have the freedom to talk about whatever I want. And the sad part is, it's not judgment that I'm afraid of, it's actual consequences. I'm ready to bring the realness back. I'm ready to stop being afraid. And even saying that is a lie, but gotta fake it till you make it, right? At the very least, I'm ready to try. So, let's make PsychedSubstance great again. Which really just comes down, or it's up to me. Can I do it? I don't know. Let's find out, though. I think I'm ready to add some ink to those blank pages.